Hello, Internet. This is the second of the two year-end vlogs I was able to produce this year. And this one is just more of a general update explaining what has happened over the past year and what the plans are for pretty much my online content platform going forward. As many of you may have noticed, I have not really uploaded that much this year, mostly because, well, I work a full-time job. Specifically, I work at a TV news station here in Utah, and the duties that entails end up taking a lot of my time and energy, leaving me with very little energy left to put towards producing the content that I used to produce for my channel. Likewise, in addition to the full-time job, I also have other things in my personal life that I deal with, between trying to get my health back on track with fitness and exercise, as well as trying to finish the novel that I've been writing for the past few years, and hopefully revising it and getting it to a point where I can actually get it published. It just means that I've had to accept the hard truth that I just don't have time to play the YouTube game anymore. So what does this mean for the channel? Well, this doesn't mean I'm not going to be uploading anything anymore. I mean, if you saw the animatic and the short film that I produced earlier in the year as part of the Yellow Brick film and TV course that they offered in partnership with NYU, that was actually probably the most fun I've had producing content in quite some time. Granted, the animatic was a bit of a nightmare because that took me pretty much almost the whole year from when I first signed up for the class to produce, and that's just because I'm not that great of an artist, and drawing takes a really long time for me. But I was still more fulfilled producing that content than I ever was when doing reviews or doing these long-form analyses that people say they want to see, but the views don't really line up with that. So going forward, I'm pretty much going to start relegating this channel to what it was when I first started it. Just a place for me to upload cool stuff that I produce with other really cool creative people. That was the reason why I started this channel back when I was in high school. It was meant to just be kind of a place to put reels and short films that I worked on in high school. And so it's going to basically go back to being that. As for the yearly content, Monster Clash, Martial March, From the Shelf, all of that, sadly, is going to have to go to the wayside. And honestly, I don't think most people are really going to miss it because the views just aren't there that really justify it. That said, I do want to make one thing clear. For those of you who did support my content, who have been following me all these years, I do sincerely appreciate the support. And this isn't meant to be an attack against any of you saying, oh, you guys didn't support it enough. This is just me making an honest assessment of where I am in my life right now and what I want to do with the rest of my life. I mean, I'm going to be turning 30 in a couple of months anyway, so I just have to really start realizing that YouTube just didn't work out. And considering how antagonistic it is towards its user base, it's just not worth it anymore. That doesn't mean it's all bad. I'll still try to produce short films and the like because I still enjoy that. It just means this channel is going to shift less from reviews and analyses to producing more narrative content, because ultimately that is the goal that I want to work towards. It's the goal that I've had since I was in high school, to eventually start my own production company, to produce my own short films, produce my own feature films, produce my own series. And so now is the time for me to start working more towards that goal rather than trying to play the game of YouTube. And I know a lot of other creators pretty much feel the same way. And so this is just the marking of a new era for this channel. If you're still willing to join along on this journey, I sincerely appreciate it. But beyond that, it's not much else I can really say about that. So, yeah. Here's hoping that 2022 proves more fruitful for everyone. Kampai.